Yo, what up guys, Brief5D here, and this is an account takeover for Caraflas or These Nuts for the clan boss team that he wants to build. Right now, if you head over to his clan boss, he's currently doing Nightmare clan boss difficulty, and he's requesting for an Ultra Nightmare team. So, Nightmare team that I found here did 2 key to get the minimum 2 key Nightmare right there. These nuts. I suppose this team can actually do a 1 key if you build a better composition. So we're about to do an Ultra Nightmare team for these nuts or Caraflas, and let's get right into it. Before we get into the build though, I want to review where the account is so you know in terms of level that this account is currently on daily login. He's been playing for 271, so you've been playing for more than 271 days because you are is currently last place. And in terms of the gear and champions on the account does have all it takes to build an Ultra Nightmare team. I'm talking about unkillable teams. It's kind of a stacked account. So from double man-eater to seeker to Demytha, double Demytha, so whatever teams you want to build, this account actually have it. Rush guard, the tower, all the unkillable teams that is required. So this player just needed some help putting the pieces together, and let's do that for him. So that's what we're going to see. On the gear of the account, I found the account kind of lacking for an account that is this old. The gear is lacking seriously because I still found a lot of 5-star gear. So we're expecting by now in this game, because I no longer keep 5-star gear. So when I log into an account that is this old, I'm not expecting to see a lot of 5-star gear that is not even rolled up, and I'm not seeing double, triple rolls. Maybe they are already on champions, maybe that's why they are not shown. But see, speed boots are lacking. It's not a lot of 6-star speed boots. So this is gonna be a challenge because this unkillable teams does require a lot of speed. Well, at least 2 champions require a lot of speed while the others don't. So from the review of the account, I quickly realized that not even Savage set, not crit damage set. I realized quickly that we are not going to be able to build Bat Eater. You know, that fast double man-eater teams with Seeker and Painkeeper that, you know, does 1 key Ultra Nightmare. That won't be possible. So the only thing I thought about is either budget man-eater, double easy man-eater, or Demytha, or Mitsia, or Heres, whatever combinations you can do of that Demytha team. So that's where my mind quickly went to because of the amount of gear and the stats that I found on the account. So we're kind of limited. So I'll quickly show you the champs that I'm going to be using if we head over to the clan boss right now and put that team together. All right. I'm glad that the account does have enough books on these champions that we are going to be building. I'm going to clan boss. And I'll make this one a short one in terms of I'll not show the entire building process. I'll show the gear of the champion first before we build them, and I'll show their gear after. So we don't spend a lot of time leveling up gear and all that. I've already done a gear cleanse. That's why I see a lot of a kind of orderliness right there. So if I do battle and put a team together for clan boss right now, let's head over right here. So the leader slot, I'm going to be using Deacon Armstrong, of course, because I'm building the Demytha team. Demytha comes in, and who else am I going to be using? Fane will be the DPS for this team. So I'm trying to put... I'm trying to forgetting the what makes up the Demytha comp now. Let's see, not Manita, not Razen. Let's see. Fane is coming in, and meet or Heres, and one more component, Seeker. Yeah, that's the team. This is what makes up the team. This is what we're gonna be using. Now I have the option of using what's his name? This dude, Ninja, instead of Fane, but he just decrease defense, while Fane comes with a weaken. And I also realized that for you to use Seeker, for you to use Ninja in this comp, you need a higher speed, and you need to make some changes to the comp because of that Tomita he does on his A1, I guess. So I prefer to build Fane right now, just for this first build at least. We're not looking to build a 1 key team based on the gear you saw. you need endgame gear to make it a 1-key team. Instead, I'm trying to build a 2-key Ultra Nightmare team that can also do 1-key Nightmare and 1-key Brutal without changing, no setups required and all that. That's the goal. The easy double monitor would have been easier to build, I think, than this one. But hey, let's get into the build and save this comp right now as what's the name? Clan Boss UNK. Alright, that's the Clan Boss Unkillable team. Let's get building and I'll come back with all their stats done. But right now, let's head over to the so I'll show you some of their stats right now. It's built for general content 144. Masteries are done on Demytha. Deacon masteries are done. Speeds are not up to the standard that we need, so I'm just going to move gear around, make some changes to meet the speeds. I'm going to be checking Deadwood Jedi's. That's the #1 source that I'm going to be referring to for this build, of course. So I'll always recommend, I'll put the link below for the Deadwood Jedi build that I use for this Demytha comp, so you can also follow suit. Masteries are also ready to be done. I'll be doing that also. I'll recommend you check out El Hade's website if you want masteries for champions like this. I'll check out the masteries on El Hade's website. I'll also show you my final build when I do it, so you can also copy if you want to follow mine exactly to the letter. And I'll show you the speeds also when I'm done from all these champions and their stats. Right now I'm showing you their speeds and stats before, so you see the change that we do to the account. Heres is also having masteries farmed, so I'll be putting that together and no gear yet. So this is kind of an easy build because the player already did his own work. He already prepared all the champions required to get it done. He just maybe hasn't found the time to do it yet, or he's not sure his gear can do it. So let's find out if we can put it together a Mid-Seeker team that can do 2-key Ultra Nightmare for these nuts. I'll be right back with the final build and we'll do a sample run to see how it works. Alright, I'm back with the final build for this team, the Demytha Mid-Seeker comp that is about to take down Ultra Nightmare for this account takeover. And before I go into the run, let me show you the quick stats so we don't end up waiting all the way to the end of the run. I'm not sure I even want to watch the end of the run. I want the account owner to run it the first time and see how it goes. But I'm going to do a test and see that everything is working fine before I stop the run. I'll also show you a screenshot of the final damage that this team was able to be done because I ran out of silver and everything is not yet leveled up. The first champion that I want to check out is Demytha, of course. Her total stats, I was able to come up with 274 speed is the speed that the Deadwood Jedi calculator suggested, and crit damage is low. Yes, I tried to put damage on all this champion because it is an unkillable team, but we are kind of lacking on silver and in artifacts, so this is what we come up with. And this can also be used for other content. So if you have Demytha and you don't want to build her with damage for clan boss, you can actually give her with HP and survival stats for other content like Doom Tower. Alright, so that's what I put on the Demytha. Final stats for that's her, and her artifacts right there. Not yet, not everything is yet leveled up. The next champion is what is his name? Deacon. Deacon was the only one I was able to put in a what do you call this set? Toxic set, because if you want to do more damage, you can add 1 or 2 champions in toxic set because you don't have a consistent poisoner on this type of team. So his stats is not yet leveled up, as you can see. I ran out of silver, like I said, but I was able to pump him with 185 speed. That is the required number, and then crit rate and crit damage a little bit of higher amount. I also try to put a little bit of crit accuracy on him in case you want to use him in general content. But because I'm using Feign for decreased defense and weaken, I don't need Deacon to have accuracy. But if you do not have a Feign for your damage dealer for this type of team, then you need Deacon to be the champion that does decreased defense for you. Some people use other damage dealers. Alright, that's his total stats. Masteries is also done. I didn't show the masteries for the others, so this is Deacon's mastery for this run, and this is the mastery for Demytha. Yes. Alright, the next one is Feign, the damage dealer, and this is our own masteries, and the total stats that is I was able to get on her was 156 speed or 157, and 109 accuracy. I mean, crit rate too high, crit damage was about 200, so I can get up to 200 crit damage and high attack 3.5, even up to 4,000 attack if I can max out the gear. So the gear is not yet maxed out. The crit damage amulet right here is not maxed. The attack boots, oh yes, because she's so low in speed, she can get attack boots right there, so will be maxed, and her damage will go up. She can get up to 4,000 attack and all that. Also, this one is also attack on the glove, so everything needs to be maxed for her damage to be pumped up. That's Feign and her total stats. Did I show it? Yes. She has enough accuracy also to land the decreased defense and weaken, and also land the poisons, because she will be doing a lot of damage from those debuffs also. Other champions on the team also need that decreased defense and weaken to do much of their own damage. So you're not coming there with only decreased defense. Heres, the MVP who does the cleanse, she is the second highest in the speed after Feign, so she goes at 245. And I try to put crit rate and crit damage also on her. And she doesn't need accuracy, but I try to give some attack also. So her stats are not yet maxed too, so you can do that. Seeker is the next champion. Total stats on Seeker is 170 speed and crit rate and crit damage. He's the one I really wanted to have a lot of crit damage. Surprisingly, he had more crit damage than Feign. But hey, when you have better gear, I'm sure all this will improve. His masteries for this build is this. And I didn't show the masteries for Heres. These are on masteries also. Is this. Alright, because she already has a lot of counter attack, that's why I didn't go on the defense mastery. Alright, after hours of troubleshooting this run and failing again and again and couldn't just get it right, I decided to give up and go home for the night. That's why there is no webcam right now on. So I'm home and I found the fault. Initially, I put my Demytha at 170 speed so that I could use glyphs, right, to complete it. But I never used the glyphs. I was using my Demytha at 170 when the Deadwood Jedi site clearly said her speed should be 174. So I was 4 off. That's why I couldn't walk. So I guess right now with the 4 speed added, this comp will work smoothly. And these are the setup I'm using for Deacon. Feign doesn't need setup. She'll do her default skills. Seeker, this is his setup, and Heres is set to use her skill by default whenever it's available. Right, let's see the run now. Hopefully this time is successful and we'll see a run from the beginning to the end. Let's see if it's successful this time. The affinity has changed. Before it was void affinity and the wrong person kept getting targeted for the stun and the stun wasn't getting cleansed. But now that it's 174, the stun will be cleansed. So let's start the run and see. Full auto from the beginning to the end after you do that setup. So Deacon starts with his A1, Seeker starts with the A1. Feign will try to put decreased defense and weaken. I still need to take these champions to level 60. Seeker is 36 and Heres is 41. So I'm waiting for the stun to tell me if it will get cleansed. That will tell you whether the run is working fine or not. Initially the stun was not getting cleansed. You see, the slow speed got cleansed. If it's a negative affinity, right? And then waiting for the stun. Seeker will be stunned because it's a false affinity. Seeker got stunned and check. That's it, it's cleansed. So it's working. Even if it's Demytha that gets stunned, it will still be cleansed. But the only problem is now on spirit affinity, we need to bring in another force affinity champion. Instead of Feign, somebody needs to come in with Feign speed, I guess, at force affinity. Geomancer was the perfect man for the job, but I've checked on this account. I don't find a Geomancer. Geomancer is not available. He would have been awesome for it. But I guess any force DPS can also get it done. Maybe a Razen can get it done. Maybe you need to up his crit damage and crit rate stats a lot with a lot of damage basically to still get you to do 2 key Ultra Nightmare. So in the turn order, he has to be, before Heres. So he is the one that is targeted and not Heres. So it only fails if Heres gets targeted. She can cleanse the debuffs like this. So that's when it fails, if Heres gets targeted. All right, let me fast forward this to the end and we'll see the final result for this run. So be right back. Just fast forward it to the end. Alright, I came back as the turn was about to end at turn 48 right now, and it's chilling at a cool 47 million or 48 million. That it's 1 million for one turn, around range right there. And I see that Kara Flax or these nuts has logged in into the account. Maybe he thought I was done with the account takeover and build because it has been taking a while. So he did log in, and I decided to let it complete so we'll see the final damage numbers. If he does send me his own screenshot of his damage, I will also replace it right here. But I wanted the run to actually complete so we see the final damage numbers at the end, if it will show me. But if it doesn't, I'll have to get a screenshot from him and put it right here. So this is capable of 1 key Ultra Nightmare. As you see, these gears are not maximum and they're all 5-star gear, and it's a mid-game account gear. So it's not started farming like think level 25 dungeons that much or that long, because that's what you need to get 1 key damage on Ultra Nightmare from this team, this same team. So crit damage on these champions, so 50 million, that's the final damage I see there. Crit damage on these champions are chilling at around 130 to 180. Nobody is above 200 crit damage, and that's really what you need. 200, 250 crit damage to do maximum damage from all these champions. So that's the run, that's the build. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about it. Ask me any questions, or if you like an account takeover for your own Doom Tower, Dungeon, or even Clan Boss builds, I'm always available on Discord. Reach out to me and I'll help you out for absolutely free, if I can find the time, of course. This one had to be done on a Sunday, so I'm glad it finally worked out. Enjoy your Meet Heres team. And oh, before I forget, if you're coming against Spirit Affinity, there's gonna be an issue because Heres is Force Affinity and the Spirit boss will target her with the stun. If she gets stunned, she can cleanse. So to counter that, a lot of people bring in a Force champion as a replacement for their DPS. Right now the DPS for this team is Fane. So if you bring in a Force champion like Geomancer, Razin, Aorta, there are a lot of Force DPS that you can bring in right there in place of Fane, just for that Spirit Affinity, even if you don't do maximum damage that day. But just make sure the speed is the same as Fane, 156, 157, and make sure that champion is as squishy as possible. I'm talking about level 12 helmet, level 12 shield, so that the champion Heres doesn't get targeted. Also put Heres in the turn order at the last, as you see me do in this video. She's always in the last option. So you take out Fane, put in your Geomancer or Razin or Aorta, whoever is in that slot. Even if you can do 35 million, 40 million damage for that Spirit Affinity, it's fine. It's still a 2-key Ultra Nightmare team. Alright, I'll end it there. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Ask me any questions in the comment below, and I'll see you in the next raid Shadow Legends video. Good night, guys.